Guys, you just can't keep making this stuff up. Carvana sold another stolen car. We gotta discuss this. This one's a little crazy. It's, wow. I swear, guys, you legit can't make this shit up, man. You just can't. You can't. Let's get into the whip, and then we'll discuss it. So it looks like we have a whole nother state that you can add to the Carvana madness, and that state is Colorado. Now, evidently, a gentleman by the name of Dennis bought a GMC, I guess that's an Acadia, right? From Carvana. Well, he had the car, at least from what I was able to see from the video, which we're going to play here for you from Denver ABC 7. He had a regular license plate on it. You know, at least they got him a plate. But 7 months later, a tow truck shows up and tows the car. They repoed the car. Listen, if you work hard at having good credit and paying your bills and doing all that, there's nothing more humiliating than having somebody come up and repo your car for something you had nothing to do with. So here's how this happened. Now, I'm not saying that Carvana is running a stolen car ring. They might be, who knows? So what's the story on the car? So the car was at a Memphis International Airport, Hertz. Now, if you don't know who Hertz is a rent-a-car company that almost went bankrupt. I think they did go bankrupt, and now they're trying to come out of bankruptcy. But, you know, 7 months ago, the car is at Hertz. Car comes up missing in inventory. They can't find it. Next thing you know, it's been titled in California. How that happened, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but it's not difficult. There are states that kind of have Mickey Mouse ass titles, and people do manufacture fake titles, take it to another state, and then get a title because of that manufactured BS title, and then take it to another state and then title it there. This happens, okay? At that point, you have a clean title car. Now, is a Carvana at fault for selling this gentleman this car? It's not just the fact that it's stolen. We're going to get there. Just give me a moment. I promise. We're getting there. It wasn't the fact that it was stolen. It was more than that it was stolen. It was also crashed, but we'll get to that first. My issue with Carvana is this was something that you could have did a simple title search and found out that the car was stolen. Secondly, it must have been financed through Carvana. That's my guess, because I don't see, or I don't know how it's even friggin' possible that you were able to get a bank to write a note on it, because most banks also do a title check on vehicles before they write a loan on a vehicle, all right? Now, he could have paid cash. I don't know. But needless to say, not only was the vehicle stolen, he found out, they had an inspector come out and look at the vehicle. The vehicle was crashed. The frame had a kink in it. The radiator was bent. There was bent and broken sheet metal everywhere. But this was a safe car. This was a car that went through Carvana's 150-point inspection. Bullshit. This is the stuff that I think state regulators and the ones in Colorado, I'm going to say it right now, you guys are being pussies. Maybe you can't regulate deals that they do from out of state, but they are doing business in your state. They have a vending machine in your state. They are selling cars in your state. Yes, you can regulate them. Yes, do that part of the story that drives me nuts. That's like saying, I'm going to base my business here in Nevada, right? But I'm going to sell my, like, let's say I open a cannabis store here, right? I'm going to sell my weed in Colorado where it's also legal, but I'm not going to pay Colorado no taxes because my business is in Nevada. Colorado ain't going for that. They're not. So them saying that they can't regulate Carvana because they're not based in Colorado, that is BS. That is total and utter bullshit. And I mean, look, the citizens, the individual who got screwed, and everybody else really needs to call them on that bullshit and not let it fly. Just hit them right in the mouth. And the only thing they're going to understand is when their pockets start getting hit, like other states that have fined them, there have been slaps on the wrist. It's, you know, companies need to really, states need to really come for Carvana now. You know, look, you know, they say where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There's so much provable stuff. This isn't rumors, right? This isn't like somebody made a statement against somebody else and they claim that somebody else did this or that, okay? This is documented, verifiable proof in multiple states that this is what these scumbags are doing. There's no excuse for this. So, needless to say, the gentleman buys the car. He has it 7 months. It gets repoed. His pride, my pride would be hurt too. I'd be pissed. You know, I'm embarrassed. You repoed my car. I look like a broke bum with bad credit. I would feel bad because my neighbors are laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? It's an overall really bad situation, okay? Carvana should have paid this man for him to go away. This is the other problem. Carvana is at a point where they just think their shit does not stink. They don't care. They're going to do whatever they want because there's nobody holding them accountable. Nobody. The state of Florida put a red line in the sand. If you don't have all these titles and fixed, we're pulling your license. Day comes, what does Florida do? They nut up. They don't do nothing. So Carvana is like, nobody wants to touch us. We're untouchable. We can do whatever we want. You know what? We're going to start selling stolen cars. Let's keep it real. The way that titles are able to be popped, aka manufactured, and then passed off, what's keeping Carvana from having a crew of guys go to different airports and steal cars and put titles in them and then sell them? Nothing. And what's the state going to do? Nothing. Colorado's going to pass the buck. Oh, it was a California title. Bullshit. It was sold in your state to one of your citizens. Do something about it. And then Carvana, you know, the way they have their contracts are, you have to take them to arbitration, right? And now Carvana is trying to get the arbitration thrown out against the gentleman Dennis because, you know, they want to say, oh, well, we offered to unwind the deal or rewind the deal. Man, look, nobody cares about that. You need to pay that dude for his time, the embarrassment, and everything else. And Carvana is legitimately stupid because here's what's going to happen. It only takes one time. One time. It only takes one time for them to get their mother effing wig split, and it's going to come. And I know people are going to say, TK, it's wishful thinking. They're never going to come after Carvana. No state is ever going to bust them upside their head. I think you're wrong. Somebody's going to make a political career and a statement off of Carvana. Needless to say, he's still up for arbitration. The deal is not settled as of yet, so we'll have to wait to see. I'm going to go ahead and put the article or the video clip in here now from ABC 7 in Denver, and then we'll finish up.
Car from Carvana.
Maybe you saw Carvana's Super Bowl commercial Sunday. Dennis Atencio certainly did.
I don't want anyone to experience this.
He wanted a hassle-free car buying experience.
At first, I thought it was the most enjoyable car buying experience that I had.
But 7 months after he bought it, a repo truck showed up in his driveway.
Just the humiliation has been extremely painful.
Police reports show the car had been stolen in Memphis 7 months before Dennis bought it. This was a stolen vehicle?
Yeah, so this was a Hertz rental car. It was at the airport in Memphis, and it was stolen in Memphis. So there's multiple open titles on this car.
Consumer protection attorney Matt Osborne says after Dennis got the car back, he found out Carvana not only sold him a stolen car.
No, this thing's a death trap.
The car had prior damage he says happened before Carvana sold it.
My theory of the case is they discovered this during the inspection and they decided, well, we'll just sell it anyways without disclosing it.
This vehicle condition report details wrinkled sheet metal, missing bolts, and a clearly bent radiator, stating the car is a total loss with previous crash damage that has been poorly repaired.
You can't run it through an inspection and not notice these problems.
Nora Schlieder owns SOS Inspections and wrote that report.
It was unsafe to drive, critical.
But Carvana promises a 150-point inspection. They've not responded to Contact Denver 7 about these allegations, but we found Carvana has faced fines and license suspensions in several states. The Better Business Bureau has thousands of complaints. Colorado regulators have also had complaints, but tell us if a company's based out of state, they don't have jurisdiction.
You're in the wild, wild west if you buy a car from Carvana.
This is a messed up car.
Dennis can't safely drive this car, so he bought an identical car from another dealer while he takes Carvana into arbitration next month. What should Carvana do to make this right?
Stop selling junk cars.
And not just junk cars, stolen cars. I know. Don't make a comment. I know someone's going to comment, TK, I can't believe you're breaking the beam. The BM, not the BMW, through the car wash. Yes, man. Yes. Anyways, so that's crazy. I mean, you can see it for yourself. I feel sorry for the gentleman. And if anybody knows this gentleman in Colorado, hit him up. Have him comment on the video or get me his email or something. I'd love to have him on the channel for us to do a live discussion and go over the full issue, maybe with him and his attorney. A little bit longer and more in-depth discussion than a 30-second video from a news station. I'd like to get in depth with this and see if, you know, maybe we can get them a little bit more exposure and maybe the right regulator sees it and maybe does something. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys think that this ridiculousness with Carvana is just going to continue, or what state do you think it's going to be that's going to step up and actually regulate them or maybe come after them first. I'd love to know what you guys think in that comment section down below, but this is literally just unbelievable.